What's up, guys? Brian here with HappyThumbsGaming, and we're moving right along with level 14 InHuman Nature STORY for LEGO Marvel Superheroes 2. As per usual, we're going to get that trophy achievement for completing the level and that gold brick. Hey, let's pick up right where we left off with a cutscene. Meanwhile...
You traitor, Maximus! Come, Lockjaw, let us return to the others.
I don't like it one bit, Medusa. First our kingdom of Adelan gets dragged here, then we get invaded.
And to have to sneak around in our own kingdom. So, Triton, is it as we thought?
Worse, my highness. The Kree were able to attack because our shield was disabled from within.
How?
My apologies, King Blackbolt, but I saw your brother leading Kree troops.
Okay, palace security systems are temporarily down.
It would seem you must confront your brother. Shall we pay the throne room a visit?
Throne room? I don't know about you guys, but the throne room around my house is something a little bit different than where I think we're headed in this mission here. All right, well, Team Black Bolt it is. We're going to go ahead and unlock Black Bolt as well as Medusa. Go ahead and add them up. And I actually figured out that I could press a button there and I could skip that. So that was kind of cool because that was kind of time consuming. And speaking of time consuming, this whole little adventure from where we start to where we finish is a little time consuming. We have a little mini boss battle that we start off with, and I will say it does switch things up a little bit from the current formula, but it's still pretty repetitive, guys. So we're gonna start things off by trying to take out old Sentry 459. And yeah, it's not a big deal, really. It seems to be the rule of three. We got to go ahead and knock him down and get him into, I think it's like repair mode or maintenance mode or something like that. And once he goes into that mode, some bad guys come out. He has a little shield that protects him. Yep, the recovery mode, there it is. And we'll go ahead and remove these guys as well as his little repair bot there. So you can target him or you can give him the old cha from below like we're trying to do here. But we're failing miserably, so we'll go ahead and target him. And duck and cover next, as we gotta dodge that heat ray from 459's, I guess, visor there. He's got some evil eyes. I don't know, maybe some Visine is needed to take care of that? I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and avoid his attacks, take out all of his bad guys. And look at that, we got a multiplier up to 9x. We'll take it. And then we gotta go ahead and attack him and knock him back into recovery mode yet again. And guess what? This time 2 bots come out, if I remember correctly. Oh, nope. That's next round. 3rd time's the charm. They come out with the double whammy. But all right, we remove him quick style, and we got a little lucky with our aimage there. Sometimes you can rapidly press the attack button and it will go where you want it to, and other times it goes wherever it wants to. So like I said, we got lucky and it worked out for us, and we are back in action now. We just gotta take out a handful of bad guys before that little lock goes away from his health bar. And then look at that, we got the double repair bots here. So we'll go ahead and try not to take out or focus on the other guys, because they seem to just keep on responding on. Is that a new one? Keep on responding on? I don't know. I tried to drag it out and make it work, but I think it was a fail with a capital F. Anyhow, we got stomped on there. We don't recommend getting all up close and personal with this big pink bot, as he will smash. And look at that, we've almost got his health bar all the way down. Once it gets to the 0 mark, it's actually going to give us a little cutscene, kind of a moment, and then we get to go ahead and, away we go into the halo, as we like to say around here. So... there he goes. Look at that. Disassembled. And the elevator arrives. That's right. Ooh, and look at that. There's the halo. So away we go. Oh, and look at that. We got another boss beat too. So that's kind of nice, as we're doing some free roamage. All right, on to another cutscene.
Welcome back to another Triple J live stream. It seems that those Kree, the Guardians, went after aren't working alone. A source informed me the Kree made a deal with another Kang stooge, an inhuman commonly known as Maximus the Mad. Ha! If I don't get out of Chronopolis soon, Maximus the Mad will have Jonah the Furious on his case, let me tell you. Maximus has helped the Kree invade the inhuman city of Adelan, so he can take over the throne of Black Bolt, his own brother. In response, Black Bolt has assembled his family members to free the city and take back his throne. My source told me it was difficult for Black Bolt to rally the royals with a rousing speech due to the ludicrously destructive power of his voice. But with a few frowns and mimes, they soon got the message.
Maximus has no doubt set a trap.
Awkward silences. Don't you just hate them, brother?
Maximus, how dare you mock the king? You know he cannot speak.
Then let's hear if he can scream.
Lockjaw! Teleport us out of here!
I always find actions speak louder than words.
Alright, so this level was like fun and cool, but it was also the most annoying too. So, and basically, we get all these new characters. I'm not really familiar with this whole crew here. I was very fascinated by Lockjaw. I think, what's her name? Crystal has a really cool hairstyle. I like the bangs with the little black kind of, I don't know if it's a band or I guess it's part of her hair. Oh no, look at that. I didn't even realize there's a soicle on the back of her head too. So, it must be some sort of like future wear that I'm not aware of. Anyhow, that all aside, I was trying to figure out all the different character abilities, and it turns out Lockjaw has some pretty cool stuff. He can track as well. So can, what's his name? Atlantis? Well, he can also track as well. And we get all the way to the end here. We find a little spot. We can go ahead and shake things up and build up. It turns out to be a donkey dish. That's right. Look at that. Donkey dish. We'll go ahead and hop inside that. And look at that. It takes us. We get a little portal action going here. So it removed us and took us outside. And we'll go ahead and spam that button and rip off that handle. And, oh, look at that. And now he rolls over. Who's got your belly? Who's got your belly? It's funny how he kind of is presenting himself. Now, this next section right here is the worst. And it's the worst for two reasons. One, because the bad guys keep respawning. Now, I know that the whole like thing is we gotta have like this pressure on us. His forces are relentless, all this, right? But it's too much. And this is why, because we have to use Crystal to go ahead and pump up that power node in the back. Then we gotta ride this or walk up this really wonky staircase, which is kind of a funny angle. And then once we get up top here, we actually have to try to manage to avoid these freeze rays whilst standing on all four of the pressure-sensitive switches, which seems easy enough, except for these freeze rays seem to have, like, extended range, and the bad guys never stop coming, so they knock you off the switch. And AI isn't smart enough to come run, so it's not like it's not like you can control one guy and stand on a switch, and then the other three will just automatically do it. No, you gotta get them all there. It is a pain in the tuchus. I finally got it though. As you could probably notice, there was an edit there because I didn't want to see myself fail over and over again. And the worst part is that I actually had to play this level over again twice because I made a mistake. And well, first of all, I got lost. Then I freed Lee, as you can see, he's floating right there. And then I accidentally found a mini kit because I got lost and I didn't know what I was doing. So I had to go back and replay it all over again. And unfortunately, I had to do that 4 pressure switch thing as well as fight 4, 5, was it 9 at the beginning before we even got to this? So yeah, this level was my least favorite, partially because of user error, but partially because of just the level design and the way it's all set up. But all right, that all aside, rant complete. We'll go ahead and fly up top here and use. I love how he's got like this loud voice. It would have been funny if it would have been like a belch or something too that he let out, but it's like a weird kind of a mumble. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but it was pretty cool. And then we got, hey, this was different. This was a nice little puzzle. I don't know if we've seen any of these thus far in our story mode. But it was a little beep-bop-bop-boop, and we got that. You just had to follow the arrow pattern there. Once it presented all 3, press them in the right order, and it should open up the door and present a couple of glowing boxes, which we can go ahead and rebuild the bricks that we smashed those into the checkerboard pathway pieces. And check that out. Now we've got this power supply thing here, and we've got this guy lingering out. Look at all purple nurple here. Like, come on, get out of here, buddy. We don't want none. We'll go ahead and remove him and push this all the way to the back. And hey, hey, if you have not already, please go and click that subscribe button. Not only will that help us put our videos in front of you, but that will help us also get to that 100,000 shiny subscriber mark. Oh my gosh, you have no idea how much we anticipate that moment, and we cannot wait to share it with you. And hey, do us a favor, click that button if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Make sure you got that notifications bell clicked as well so you don't miss any of our videos. And all right, enough shameless plugging there. And speaking of plugging, we got to use this little ramp to go ahead and launch us into the wall, which didn't look very comfortable once we smacked into the wall there. But it dropped us down onto this little ledge that we were able to push the button, and you can see we had the power. And look at that, the switch went all the way out and open says me. Okay, so we got 2 of the 3 big old claws removed up there, and the elevator comes down yet again. This time, not so friendly, though. We got the whole crew of baddies, and they've got red on them. If you notice, they got the little red stripe. They look like bad robots. And, you know, I noticed this. This was one of the things I figured out when I said I got lost in my first attempt through here. I figured this part out over on the right, but yet it didn't work because I hadn't made it far enough. You had to unlock the first 2 claws, or whatever you want to call them, up on the ceiling there before the third one activates. And so I was over here with Mr. Atlantis. No, Triton. Atlantis. Boy, I'm sure I rumpled some feathers a few minutes ago when I called him Atlantis, and I didn't correct myself. Oh, I'm sure that was just... Oof. Anyways, I know I'm terrible. I admit it. There's a whole bunch of Marvel backstory and characters that I am not familiar with, and I even stated that at the beginning of this video. Now, timing is essential over here when you're spinning to win, and I certainly recommend being patient. I pushed it real close there, and we get up all the way to these handhelds once we successfully make it up there. And I did notice these handhelds kind of have a time limit on them. They will break, and then you will plummet to your doom, which is never fun. And once you get up all the way to this upper walkway, though, we notice there's a handful of bad guys that have this weird kind of red. See, look, they've got a lot of red on them. We got to knock them all the way down. And check this out. I thought it was so funny. He was swinging a miss. Hey, better swing. Every time he gets all up close, he misses. And I thought that was hilarious. But I went the smart way, or the easy way, and I just simply knocked him off the ledge, which seemed to do the trick. And look at that. Once they are all gone, we'll go ahead and we find these last couple of bricks, and we'll go ahead and build them up into this weird switch spot. But it turns out we have to throw our staff up into that again. So... well, let's see what to do. Ooh, laser beams. We'll go ahead and try to maneuver our way through here without being cut into pieces. Look at that, I made it! Oh my gosh, I can't believe I made it on my first try. There wasn't even an edit or nothing. But get up there, flip that switch, and power down the 3rd claw. That's right, the claw. We also get rid of that ugly mug hanging out on the wall there. And, all right, wait for it. We'll go ahead and remove it. And it actually opens up a nice little elevator, which will take us right on up. So, yeah, once this drops all the way down, go ahead and hop on it. Watch this, though. Squish! I'm not sure why all of our heroes lined up right under it, and the only one that was left standing was, Triton. I almost called him Atlantis again. I had to think about it. Hey, but I thought before I spoke, and I actually saved myself some more turmoil. But anyways, ups away we go. What's we got?
Welcome, family, to the court of Maximus the Great.
You're nothing but a Kree puppet, a pale reflection of your brother.
Really? And who failed to prevent Kang dragging our city here? Ronan and his Kree have a Nexus shard. With our combined forces, we will crush Kang.
Get off my husband's throne.
Husbands? Oh, no. This throne is very much mine. A lot more cutting edge. Let's prune this family tree, shall we?
What if we said no? Is that an option? I'm not sure. Although I was quite impressed by this 4-legged piece of awesomeness here. And it took me a second to realize, well, there's a couple of grapple plugs right in front. So we got to switch on over to Medusa and use that crazy hair. I can't imagine how much gel or mousse Medusa has to go through in order to tame them locks. But we'll go ahead and use them to our advantage to go ahead and rip off the plug. And look at that. He doesn't know what hit him. And while he's down and out for the count, we'll go ahead and give him the old pew, pew, pew. And he recovers, and of course he sends some more of his bad guys out to get us. And he reveals yet another grapple plug. Well, I guess it was already revealed. Like, it didn't really just happen now. And unfortunately, I get caught up in the swooping attack of him. I gotta admit, that's a pretty awesome little... it's like, you know, it's like the opposite of Mortal Kombat and Scorpion. Get over here. It's like, get out of here. I don't know what the wording would really be, but it's fun. It knocks you all the way back. Knock your block off, I guess would be something fun, huh? But go ahead and use Medusa one more time to grapple down the right-hand leg or the left-hand leg, whichever one you didn't do the first time. And use some pew-pews, or I don't know, you can get up close and personal with Lockjaw if you want to. But goal is to get that meter down as far as you can. Unfortunately, again, it's the rule of 3. Now, I happened to notice there was this switch over here, and when I stood on it, all of a sudden it raised this weird kind of like power node or Tesla coil or something of that nature. And it turns out he's got some weird force field that's protecting him, and by stepping on those, it actually it zaps his own force field and removes it, and it gives us access to go ahead and give him the old pow right in the kissa, which we do, and it removes his big four-legged wonder. And then he rolls around with this really cool like red gyro ball, and I saw a bunch of studs, so you know me, I was like, got to get them all. So I ran to the back, and he actually follows me up the ramp, and I was a little bit scared about what happened next. It turns out he's got some sort of a gate. It looks like a dimensions portal. I thought, wait a minute, where are we going? But nope, he's actually changing gravity, or in our case, defying it. And look at that, we're floating around like a bunch of flatulence. That's right. Hopefully we'll be grounded soon, and once we get there, we can go ahead and give him a loud roar. That's right, it turns out there are some glass bits right around him that need to be shattered, and it took me a second to figure it out. In fact, I even had to press the old hint button here. It's coming in about 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is, and I figured out that I had to switch, and I got it, but I still wasn't sure. So look at that, booyakashow. I should have figured that out. It's only flashing right in your face, Brian. I don't know why you didn't recognize it, but look at that, and off we go. Oh, that hair. Oh, that hair.
Come now, brother.
Silence.
Well said, my love. Crystal, would you be so kind?
It would be my honor, sister.
Oh, what a glorious sound that is. I don't know how you Xboxers feel about that achievement sound, but I really enjoy that trophy popping sound. So anyhow, look at that InHuman Nature level complete, which of course gives us that gold brick and unlocks free play, which we are getting closer to. As you guys know, there are 20 total levels that we need to conquer before we can prepare and return back in our free play. And thanks to Tyler P, we've got a nice little guide with all the collectible locations waiting for us on our main website. Feel free to check that out now or later. And we're going to unlock a few characters for completing the story, and of course, gotta give a shout out to Warner Bros. For hooking us up with this game. Even though moments seem to be repetitive and a little frustrating at times, we are still absolutely grateful that they've hooked us up with this copy of this, and we are still having fun, despite a few moments of WTHF. Pick your letter for the end there, but I guess depending on your age, you'll have to decide for yourself. So anyhow, that's the last character, I believe. We got one left. We'll have to come back and unlock in our free playage. But yeah, thanks for watching. That's going to wrap it up for LEGO Marvelous Superheroes 2 Level 14 InHuman Nature Story. Check us out on social media if you're into that kind of thing. And of course, we got the Thumbie must-see video. Check it out. As for me, I'm going to keep on keeping on. So as always, until next time.